10:35 p.m. at Rwanda, Kigali, right? Kigali. Now, there's something that I want to have your thought on. In Africa, we notice that there are a lot of churches. In Kigali, how is it like? Do you have enough churches? How are people accredited to have church buildings? Because I read in the news way back when I was in Ghana that you can't just get up and just open a church. How true is that?
Well, we have enough churches because I would say everybody gets somewhere to go and pray for. And well, there's also I guess a bit difference that is here compared to other countries is that you can't wake up and open a church because
you can't wake up and open a church.
Yeah, you need to be a certified theological pastor to be a church owner here. You need to have a proper premises for the church. That includes a great building that can fit people, enough parking lot, and it has to be registered under the Rwanda Government board, RGB, I think.
Yeah, RGB.
Yeah, and then you have to have a committee, you have to have a status, you have to have the projects you're working on. You can't just make it like a business you're opening the next day.
Wow! So you have to get enough parking space.
Exactly.
And what else again?
A better place.
A better place.
Not residential.
Not residential.
Yeah. Then the lead pastor has to be certified.
Certified.
Yeah.
So what happened to prior to that law? What has happened to those who are not holding certificate, quote unquote?
The churches were shut
down. Okay, so maybe you can put that.
Yeah, no, the churches were shut down actually because
churches were shut down.
Yeah, there is time we had a lot of chaos. It was starting to have, the country is developing, so everyone is finding ways to make ends meet. So people are opening churches and they were getting offerings. They were promising. The miracles, the fake and the true. I don't want to say the fake because. But you know what happens in African churches. So it was starting to happen here, and
they take advantage of the poor.
Yeah, the government was like, no, this is not right. They had to shut most of the churches that were not fulfilling a certain checklist. And one of the checklists, like he mentioned, you have gone to school for theology. You have got to have a proper building, well elected, with proper windows, all of that, the parking, and all these other things. So there is a checklist of things you have to have, or the things that need to be in place for you to be able to be given rights to have a church.
Great. Now we are having a conversation. You forgot to mention it. What's your name? Pax.
Danny.
Of course, Danny. Now, one of the things that I've also noticed in town is the fact that there's not much noise in town. Like mosque making noise, like Allahu Akbar, like churches making noise. You hardly hear noise around. Is there any policy for that one too?
Well, there is a policy for noise pollution, even for events, for anything that's loud sound. They have like this set decimal that they follow to that you can go above. So anything that goes above that, it's to be shut down because it doesn't go well with the what's set to be the maximum for the noise.
Great. I stepped out yesterday and I noticed everywhere was clean.
Yeah, and on the mosque, you did mention a mosque.
The mosque, yes.
I think it's even less than a month. They stopped them from calling for prayers. You know, the morning calls and.
So the government had to stop the Muslims from making those noise.
It's not noise. It's called
noise pollution.
A call for prayer, but yeah, it's noise pollution. So they had to put an end to it. Was it restored? Because there was a lot of conversation around it.
I think when I posted on my platform, someone said that they've now built the speakers inside.
Yeah, I know the speakers inside there, but they do the morning.
Okay, to call
people to play. So those are the ones that
shut down.
And they were shut down.
Kigali.
We try to have a clean city.
The city is clean. So let's talk about that.
Even noise, being noise free is being clean as well, because
that's good.
Yeah, it's after it's called pollution, right?
Noise pollution.
So if we are fighting the laws from being polluted, environment being polluted, why have noise pollution? Because you're polluting environment. So
Kigali is one of the cleanest cities in
The what?
the world.
Yeah.
How were you guys able to achieve that?
Oh well, it's like one of other a lot of things the country has achieved in the past 27 and 8 years. Well, I would say working together as a country, not leaving anyone to do things because they're the ones that are supposed to do it, like being held accountable for anything that is to be done. And then there are a lot of strategies that the government has implemented, including like a monthly community work.
Monthly community work.
Yeah, it's called Umuganda.
Mm-hmm.
So every last Saturday of the month, I think, all the neighbors meet to know should we do. Should we make the road more cleaner? Should we help someone that is building the compound? Should we clear our water pipes? Like, what can we do as a community to improve? So that has been going on for so many years now.
Community service.
Community service.
Everybody's getting involved.
Exactly.
To making sure that they clean their community.
Exactly. So it starts from the small community to the country level.
So they do that willingly, without any pay.
Willingly.
no,
Wow.
It's a holiday.
Wow.
like that morning, every last Saturday of the month, from I think from morning until 11, activities are closed.
We used to have that in back in the day in Ghana. I don't know what happened. We used to also have that community. I mean,
It's good
coming
because
together.
this community works actually saves millions. Because what we're doing, they're supposed to be paying someone to do that. So which means saves the money that goes now to infrastructure. That's why we have roads being constructed. That's why we have street lighting. That's why schools are getting better. That's why hospitals are getting better.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot of money saved in various ways that the country people contribute. Yeah, so it's a good initiative.
Do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, it's also a good way to connect as the population, because most of the time, like into developing countries, people are busier and no one knows who lives next door. What can they do together to improve each other's lives? So I would say it's a good way of connecting, because after the work, there is always like an hour to interact and network, get to know who are your neighbors. How can you be useful in your community? So it's a great initiative.
Now let's talk about the youth in Africa in regards to our leaders. I mean, finally, what do you think African leaders can do to empower the youth?
Well, comparing it to what we have witnessed in our country, the youth empowerment has been something that the government wakes up to do every morning and make sure that the youth are empowered as much as possible. If you see most of the successful startups in Rwanda, or successful companies or successful projects, they're all led by youth. It's because I guess the best way to do this is to let them have